Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. As it was announced, we're about to start our new webinar, actually the fourth in a series of Meet the Expert. Now, this one, specifically, as you've probably guessed from the name and the description, will not be that technical as were the other ones, because this time we will be really focusing on one of the most important parts of the MyQ X solution, and that's the embedded terminal. And why I say the most important? Because the embedded terminal is the actual endpoint which common user will be interacting with the most of their time. Because the common user, they don't care about any clients, about mobiles, about servers. The place where they will be actually working with the solution is the device, hence the embedded terminal. So let me welcome you again as part of today's session. Together with me here in my studio is Nicola Novotná. She's a product owner focusing on the MyQ X Embedded Terminals. So she's actually the best person to answer any potential question about the embedded terminals, because she's basically giving tasks to our dev teams and controlling what is coming out. So if you will have any question about your embedded terminals or those that will be released soon, those we will be demonstrating today, feel free to ask. I will just like to encourage you to use the Q&A session. Now, you may notice that the standard chat of this meeting is not active, but instead of that, there is the Q&A session. You can actually find it by the Q&A icon, which will be somewhere in the menu of your Teams call. Feel free to use it, and at the end of our session, we will focus on as many questions as possible and try to answer them right here, right now, just for you. So, let's go and let's focus on what you will see today. Like I said, the embedded terminal is the most important and most crucial part of the actual whole solution, the point where the user interacts with the solution. So we're actually focusing on making that as easy as possible for the user. The whole solution should be easy to use, should be intuitive, should have many options, but at the same time not to confuse the users, and most importantly, all over the brands. Now, the most important thing in MyQ here, if you're following us for some time, you know that one of our goals is the personalization. I've been through many discussions with some of our customers and partners, and what I've heard many times is that yes, you can customize it, you can make it per department, per user. Each of them might have different options, but it's not a real personalization. It's customization done by the admin. And, at some point, I had to agree with that, because, we can do that. We can modify the look, we can modify the way it will behave, but it's not personalization yet, like you would expect it, for example, from your mobile phone, where you will just, personalize it. Do it and prepare it the way you like it, to have the icons where they should be located with your own options, just your own applications. Now, of course, the very same principle is not possible to be implemented into a solution like MyQ, but we can go, that direction. And the reason why it cannot be implemented is logically, the solution like that is also about security. So we cannot give the user, full sandbox where they can just do whatever they want, because they can potentially compromise the security of the organization. So we basically went and met in the middle of the way, allowing the admin to just set the boundaries where the user can then just modify and create their own embedded the way they would like to see it, the way they would basically like it. They would be as efficient as possible, because it will be according to their needs, while still keeping the principle of security and the approach where you can prepare different options for different departments or different users. So quickly through the agenda. Don't worry, I will not be speaking for a long time, because the main part of today's presentation is the presentation of Nicola, where she will show you exactly these points. So let's look at what the 10.2 preview of the embedded terminal that will be coming out soon will be about. The first thing you will notice is the totally revamped UI. Simply, completely redesigned UI to make it more efficient, to get that, to allow the user to get exactly to the options and not to confuse them, not to provide some ugly menus. Instead of that, everything should be super easy. So first thing you will notice as the new login screen, we've changed the guest mode to be easy to reach. New notifications. Now, for example, there's been complained that, for example, if you have used it for demonstration, there was an ugly stripe showing you that this is a not for resales version. That's been changed and completely modified. So it's actually shown under notifications, as it will be explained as we will go on. There are new parameter menus. Now, as you know, if the admin let the user modify the properties of individual buttons, they just got a menu with different drop-down lists where they can select its specific parameters. We have, identified it as something which is not really nice. So instead of that, we modify that to the real menu the user can easily work with. And as we are talking about these parts where we've got the scanning buttons where something can be changed, in the previous versions, yes, the user was able to change it, like providing different DPI, changing the formats, and these kind of things. But logically, as I've mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, previously it was not possible to save it, so those settings were applied only within the active session. Now, what Nicola will explain and show you is how you can actually personalize it to create your own look, your own behavior. And of course, then I will show you how easy it is to set it up. Then the last thing, which is really important, is the new way how you can handle the new card registration. This is the one thing we will show you on another brand, just to show you that it will be same and identical all over our portfolio, from Fujifilm, which you have probably seen on LinkedIn or other posts, to Epson, to Kyocera, or any other brand which is part of the MyQ X portfolio. And in the end, like I said, there'll be a QA session covering everything. So if you've got any questions, feel free to use the QA session and simply ask. We will answer it in the end. That's been enough of me. Now let's go practical. I will just handle it and let Nicola do her part to actually show you what is new in the MyQ Embedded 10.2.
Okay, so thank you very much for the introduction. As was already mentioned, my name is Nicola Novotna, and I'm the responsible person from the product team regarding the MyQ X and terminals. So how to imagine me? Usually I'm sitting in my office, I'm surrounded by multiple devices of multiple brands, looking into the terminals and planning the tasks. What is on the menu today is 2 terminals, which are currently in QA. So I already saw one question, and I really think that I will receive a question regarding dates, which hopefully will be released soon after the QA session. So we are currently in the QA part. What will be shown today is the Epson terminal and the Kyocera terminal. So both of them. I will start with the Epson one. What you can see here is a remote control panel, which is now available for AMC devices. So do not be scared. It's something which is here new, but it's okay. Great. Okay. So what you can see, new login screen. As was mentioned, it was redesigned. Everything is more about being more nice to users, being more readable, being more accessible, and the login screen is covered from multiple parts. So depends on which settings you've enabled in the configuration profile, you will see different parts of the screen. So now I have QR code, PIN, guest login as well, and ID card. So you can see that the guest login is now more accessible, more visible. If it is switched on, you can use it without any problems. So login screen will look the same on all 10.2 devices which supports login screen. So basically all you can see today, if it is supported by the devices, will look and behave the same. Our main goal is to narrow some differences between the brands and make them more easy to have a multi-brand fleet and so on. So, login screen. If you want to enter the PIN, it's completely normal. You will just hit the PIN and then click on green arrow. Second point which was mentioned was the notifications. You can see that here it's not for resale in a little border or in a little rectangle, and it's just if there is only one warning or one notification. If you have, for example, multiple of them, you will see them as a list here, and here you will see a number of how many warnings or how many notifications are there. So we tried to make it less painful to watch, to be completely honest. So basically, the yellow stripe which was mentioned was very hard for the eyes if you are looking on the terminals for a longer time. Second thing which is here, and I need to mention that we are on Epson. So basically, if you were using Kyocera, you probably know this functionality. It's a language selector for the home screen or for the login screen. So here you can select which language will be used for the login screen before you log in and before the language of the user will take over. So this is again part of the new login screen, so it will be available on every screen, which can allow us to do this kind of functionalities. So if I will hit guest login, I will enter the terminal. We try to make it more airy, like to have more space, to have a better text for reading. Also, it depends on which display you have on the specific device. But this is how the 10.2 menu or top menu looks like. You can see that there is little star on the left side. That's the personalization. How you call it? Personalization 2.0, something like that. Yeah, cool. In our dev environment, it's called favorite actions. So we will go through that once we are at the point of the agenda. The rest looks for the top menu more airy. It's centric. Definitely themes are still there. You can change them, black theme, white theme. It's all good here. Custom logos as well. And this is how the guest login looks like. So I'm just hitting the guest login. If I would not have the QR code, then the guest login would be moved here. Okay, so it's like the login screen is modular. So it's consisting of what you've selected. If I want to use my PIN to log myself in, hopefully I remember that. Great, I'm here. So this is my account. I'll have 2 jobs for print and how it looks in the My Jobs. Honestly, I'm living in a 10.2 world for the last couple of months, so for me it's a familiar screen, but for you it will be surely something new. So again, we've revamped the UI. It's more airy, it's more flexible. You can see that we've added a little UI touches as this red corner, which is used for action buttons. So you can see from the first side that it's an action button which you can click on. Still, I would love to mention the job preview as well. This is something which you know, so it's just like something which I'm just repeating, but I think that the job preview is a very powerful thing if you are, I don't want to say messy people as me, but I'm usually having a lot of jobs which are called the same, for example, test. And yeah, so I need to see what is being printed out. But new thing which is here is the parameters, the changes of parameters. As Michal already said, and I will be repeating him, it was a list where you were able to see all the parameters, and as the first in the order were the ones which you were able to edit. But you saw all the parameters. Even though if you had like one open, you saw the rest, which is something which we thought that could be changed. Also, it helped with the accessibility, usability for the users. So now all the parameters looks as a tiles with icons, if possible, as a tiles with just clicking. You will go through the list. If the list is longer, you will see it in the easy scan. Then there is a pop-up window with a list. So all parameters regarding the My Jobs, easy print, easy scan, easy copy, easy fax has parameters in this specification. Yes. So how it looks in the easy print, I've mentioned the properties for easy print. So yeah, we have properties for easy print as well. So worth mentioning again, release options or job properties or print properties, these are like synonyms, are in these tiles or these bubbles.
Sorry, Nicola, for a little interruption. Maybe, I don't know if everyone is aware with the latest embedded, so maybe explanation of the easy print wouldn't hurt?
Absolutely. So easy print is again a functionality which came in 10.1. It allows you to print from shared folders, storages, cloud storages, or you can add to one easy print multiple destinations and you are choosing from them. So basically, it's something which allows you to cut it short, print from cloud storages. So you can have, for example, easy print from OneDrive Business, Google Drive, and so on. So basically, it's very useful because previously we had just scanned the cloud. Now we can print from cloud without necessary to go to the computer, spool it to the server, and then print it out. You will just go to the easy print, select the job, and print it out. What will happen in the backend? The file goes through the server, is processed, and then it's released to the machine. But for you, it means that you do not have to go find the file in your computer or mobile phone and upload it somewhere or print it from the computer. So saves times, and you do not have to carry your computer with you every time. So that's the easy print. Thank you for mentioning that. Now we have the easy scan, and we have two of them here. Not only that we have like folder browsing, which was again introduced in 10.1, but you will see that with the parameters, we've readied the ones which you cannot edit. So if I have an easy scan when I have all parameters open, it looks like that. You can see that we have multiple types of choosing. So if there is a short list, you are just touching and it goes through circles. If you will change the parameter from his original value, you will see the little red dot. Okay, so it goes that it's changed. With the color, if you have a longer pop-up, it's the remote. Yeah, then it's the list, and you can select whatever value is available on the device. If it is switch, then it's normally by touching, it will be switch on, switch off. And if you have a multiple parameters, you have a multiple parts, multiple pages. But what I want to stress out is the scan option and the header here. You're in the part in the step 1, which is called scan options. And here you have the name of the action. So easy scan parameters. And then you know that you will be doing something by clicking on the arrow. You will go to the next step where we have the folder browsing because it's enabled. If you would not have folder browsing enabled, it will be just one step and you will not see the counter. Or if you have, for example, projects, again, it will be the next step. Okay, so basically, by that, you are gently work through the workflow to go to the scan. And once you see the red corner with the icon, hey, hooray, you're on the at the end of the workflow and you can get it up. Okay, so that's easy scan. That was an easy scan where you have all parameters open. But what I love, what would I love to show you is how it looks if it is partial. If you remember when you were using the older version, doesn't matter if it was 8.2, 10.1, you saw everything. And for the users which are, for example, not well versed in the IT or a lot of information can be confusing. So what we've did is that if you have scan with all parameters which are switched off for the editing, you will see nothing. If you have at least one, which is switched on for editing, you will see a list or one page or multiple pages, depends on how many parameters you have open, and they will be divided. So here in this particular scanning action, I can just edit this format. Nothing more, nothing less. The rest is gray out. I can see it if I have the need to. If I need to see, okay, it will be in a 600 dpi, what I would want to scan by 600 dpi, honestly. Usually 200 or 300s are my go-to for documents. But it's grayed out. You cannot change it. You can view it, but it's not getting in your way. So not only that the tiles were designed to be more readable, to be more clear, to be more divided, to be more nice for people who, for example, does not read good from the displays, or for people who are confused by a lot of text on display. I know some people who really do not like to have a lot of information on the display. We tried to make it more clear, more useful, more user-centric, and this is how the parameters look like if they are somewhere. Doesn't matter if it is easy scan, easy print, easy copy, my jobs. Everywhere the tile system is used. It's up to your administrator, or it's up to you if you are the administrator, what you will allow for people to change, but it looks like that. So that's the easy scan, or easy print, easy copy. I have to look into my cheat list. What's next on the agenda? Yeah.
I believe you know that.
Favorites. Honestly, if I like sound like excited little girl before the Christmas tree, yeah, absolutely. My favorite part, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually the main highlight of this version. So let's focus on that. And maybe you clicked a little bit too fast, because I don't believe everyone saw what you just did.
Please see the little star at the bottom of top menu. I have now a 1 star. Okay, that means that I have just one page of favorites. You can have multiple pages. So far, it's going from the center. Why? For the using on computer, it could be slightly difficult to understand. But if you are on the displays where you have swipes, or when you are just touching them, it's good to go from the home. So basically, home is the top menu, and if I will go to the left, I have the first screen. If I would have more actions, it will go to the left. So that's one thing which is worth mentioning. Then, if you do not have any favorite action, you will see this kind of screen, which is, hey, you do not have any, you can create one. Favorite actions are actions which are created from the terminal actions which you have available. So basically, if administrator set it up for you 2 easy scans, one have opened just the format and one have opened everything, then you can create the favorites from print or my jobs and all the terminal actions which are for you. So far, it's for our terminal actions, which means print all my jobs and easy actions or ID card registration. But we have why is that?
Yeah, a lot of confusion on that, especially like you said, why is there the print or why there are the my jobs?
Absolutely, good question. It's because favorites can be used in 2 different ways. First one is that you will recreate a little top menu for yourself. So you will just swipe on that and you have print all my jobs and whatever actions you want to have. Second part is that you will use the favorite actions just for alternations of some easy actions. So for example, you will create easy copy, which will be set every time on duplex, for example, or easy scan, which will go every time to this particular folder with this metadata, with these settings, and it will be black and white, for example.
So to summarize, basically you can just create your own easy scans the way you like it, which I believe you'll demonstrate.
Absolutely.
And you can create your completely own embedded terminal the way you would like to have it. So
From the
instead of
supported,
using the all right.
from the supported actions, so far it's the easy actions, print all my jobs, and card registration, for example. We are
Let's do it
working
then.
on that, that it will like support more of them, but as for, I think that these ones would be still the ones which will be the most heavily used. So what I will demonstrate is how to add them, how to order them, how to rename them, because yeah, you can give a silly names to your actions. Finally, honestly, one time I just tried if my device supports some smiley faces as well. You do not want to do that, believe me. So yeah, you can customize your actions. Yeah, you should see Michal right now. He's like
Yeah,
he doesn't
unbelievable.
believe me. Yeah, I did that. Okay, so basically, how to add the action. I'm here on the page. I will hit the plus sign. So far, good. I will select, for example, the easy scan parameters and confirm that. By that, I've created the action. What I can do with that is edit, rename, clone, or delete. Cloning is super useful if you have, for example, set up the easy scan with some parameters and you just want to edit a little thing. For example, just change the color from the black and white to color. Yeah, so that for that I would use clone. If you want to create a new set, new edit, just go to the plus, edit action once again, and you can do that. One information, you can add as multiple of the favorites of the same action as you like. Okay? So basically, if I would want to add the second one, you can. The only thing which would be probably confusing is the reordering because you have them with the same name. But yeah, you can do that. Okay? So I will add easy print as well, so we can see more details, and I will add easy scan browsing as well. Okay, cool. I've created 4 of them. One I will rename, for example, the second one. Hopefully it will work on my remote console. Yeah, beautiful. And rename. So now I have 2 easy scan parameters here, one browsing, one easy print. Here for the parameters, I can edit whatever I want because everything was open for me. So based on that, I will select that I want to have it 300. It will be grayscale. It will be JPEG. You can see again red dot where I changed the original values of the action. And I will leave it like that. And save it. Second thing which was here switched on was folder browsing. So I can go here and select to which folder it will be scanned. Okay. And then save it.
I actually got a question about this one. As you selected that folder, does that mean that now on this button I will not be on a root, but I will be only within that folder? Or will I have option to return?
You can go here and edit it and remove it, and then we will be again in the root of what was selected for the original action. But for that, good question, because we were like retesting a lot of things during the last past weeks. But from my guess is, and it's a guess, I'm sorry for that, I will have to double check it. It should go it should be like the scan destination, so it should be scanned to that folder. It's not that will ask you for, it's for saving time. So basically it's like the destination where it will be scanned. So you should not be asked, it should go there. Okay, so basically that's it. Okay, so if I would go to edit, you will see that the values are here. Okay, if I would go for the second one, which I had just one parameters open, you can see that you will see all the properties there set up. They will be here, grayed out. You cannot change them. Well, only one thing which you can change and then save is a format. Again, you can change the destination because it's a folder browsing, so it's for the destination. If I would have easy scan without folder browsing, then I do not have a chance to edit it and to edit the destination folder. So it is a personalization, but still within the boundaries which were set by the administrator. Okay, so it's something which you can do. You can allow to your people, you can allow to the customer or for the users, but still within some allowance, within some boundaries. One thing which is worth mentioning is the reordering. You've added some actions, but you decide, okay, I want to change it, and it will be my own little top menu. So you will go, add a print all, for example, add a my jobs, and then you can see, okay, print all is on the, like, almost at the end. I want to change the order. So we'll go here, select, multi-select is supported. You can select it, move it to top. Then I will go the easy print here. Don't be shy. Great. And then, okay, this is good for me. You confirm that. The order has changed. And it's for you. These buttons are just for the user which is logged in. If I would now log out and use the user which is intended for Michal, I can do that. And you will see that you can see that there are no favorites. So that's why we are calling that Personalization 2.0, or that's a Michael's name. So because it's within the boundaries of what administrator set it up, but still you can adjust that for your own needs, which was the goal. Okay, so basically that's the favorite actions. Now again for my cheat list, because I would be able to talk about like the terminals quite a long time. Believe me, very long time. So I'm handing over to Michal, who will show you how to set up the easy scan and these kind of things on the server.
Right, and you will see that it's actually super easy. You've probably already guessed it. I mean, the way how it is set up. So let me just go here, and if you don't mind, I'll just change into the dark mode because it's much better for my eyes. Hope you can see it as well. I believe you do. So, how to set it up? Going for settings, going for the terminal actions, and that's basically the terminal you've seen as part of Nicola's demo. Now, if we would like to add a new parameter, and then decide if the user will be able to change it or not, it's a straightforward action. So I will first go by here, selecting the easy scan. I can name it the way I like it, so yeah, not much of imagination. And it's the same way as it was done for any easy scan. So by using the rights here, you're defining which user will actually see it and who will not. So let me select here Nicola's account. So this button is there just for her. And the rest is super easy. You set the destination, which could be, for example, yeah, let's use a simple one, the email. course, you can use any other option, any other destination. You can even use multiple destinations at a time, the same way as you would do for any standard Easy Scan button. The whole charm then is here in the parameters, where you will basically set if the user is allowed to change it or not. Now, this feature was there for some time. It's basically this little lock icon indicating if this button or if this option is preset or can be changed. So double clicking on that, deactivating option read only. Yeah, and that's the whole charm. Nothing really super hard, nothing really super sophisticated you would have to set or change. Only this way, I have now created a new button where the user is allowed to change resolution, color, and format, and basically can create their own button where these options can be preset as part of their own personal terminal. The only thing I'll have to do is just put it to the right position in my embedded terminal on the default screen. Now, as we're running out of time, there's one more thing we would like to show, and that's the Kyocera embedded terminal, and one more feature related to it, and that's actually, it's not only for Kyocera, it's a functionality for every embedded, but a new way you would be able to register the card. Now, previously, if you've activated the registration of cards, that was one thing. And that thing was that when you registered an unknown card, it either rejected it or it created an anonymous account. Now with 10.2, there is one more functionality allowing you to actually log in and assign a card to existing account. But for that, we have to first activate it. So going here to user authentication and use the second option, the one marked by the flag new. Of course, that step requires a reset of the terminal, so it may take a few seconds to finish it, but like I said, only a few seconds. So I can now use my VNC, where I will use Nicola again, who will be now in front of the machine and will be registering the card. As you can see, the look of the terminal is identical to what you have seen with the guest login, with option to log in by a card. Everything is identical. So let's go for a little demo of the registration. What you cannot see is Nicola now swiping her card over the reader. And that's what's going to happen. The UI will show you the dialog. So she will click on the register ID card, log in using their credentials, and that's the whole charm. Yep. Now, when it comes to that, that's a good highlight from Nicola. For that, we support a PIN and password. Both can be used if activated by the admin. So as you can see, now she's there, and if you have managed to see that, because it was there only for a few seconds, that was a red tab at the bottom showing you that the ID card was successfully registered. So from now on, she can log in and log out. And also what you can see, the new button I created is here available. Don't touch it. Because I wanted to show the other thing, that it's also available here in the favorites. So by clicking on the plus, it will be at the top of the menu, allowing me to change it and to add it into my favorites list. But let's now skip that part. And from now on, you can use your cards for login, to authenticate, or to log out, which is a thing which happens in the background. Obviously, I don't have a camera here to show you Nicola swiping over the reader. Can you please stop? So, that's basically what we wanted to show you as part of today's presentation. Now, there are a few more things in the Embedded 10.2, which, as Nicola mentioned, these embeddeds are now on the QA department, waiting for basically their testing to make sure they are ready to market. So based on that, based on the actual results of testing, we will be able to share them pretty soon, I believe. Now, as we ran out of the list of the things we wanted to demonstrate, there's one thing we have to do as part of today's session, because I believe that after this presentation, there are many questions in the QA section. And if not, if you have not yet asked, please do so now. Go for the Q&A button, which should be probably at the top of the screen of your Teams call, and use that to send a question. Use this opportunity that we have here a person who's not only helping with the design, but then deciding of how and when the terminals will be prepared. So use that opportunity and ask why. All right, so first one is actually from our long-term partner, sending out regards to Poland. And the question is, we've been waiting for Kyocera Terminal 10.2 for a very long time. So the question is obvious, when it will be released? Question like a razor.
Okay, we are starting quite sharp. So, as I mentioned, Kyocera is currently already on QA, so I hope it will be from a QA soon, because honestly it's a like new major version, so these QA tests are bigger and longer. So basically once it's out of the QA, I hope it will go out as a public beta for you. You can see that the terminal is working, and we've shown it to you. So I really hope that when I say soon, it means really soon. So basically we are really heading to the end of waiting for Kyocera. The same way with the Epson. Yeah, so that's why these two terminals were chosen as the first one, because they are scheduled in the first wave of these terminals. So basically that would be the answer.
Okay, another one from John. When it comes to warning, what could other warnings or notifications be, apart from what you're showing now, which is the NFR?
Good question. NFR, trial license expired. ID card not connected if you have it switched on and you do not have a card reader like put on, or if it is a terminal with offline support, like with the offline login support, then it could be also the server offline. So it could be more than one, so that's why it was designed that way, that if there is a multiple of them, it's a list. So
Right.
okay.
So another, can the language on the login screen be disabled? Again from John.
Not at this moment, but if we would receive a feedback that it's something wanted, we can discuss about that and decide if it would be like nice thing to do. Yeah, honestly, a lot of things which we are designing with feedback in mind. So basically, I love to hear any feedbacks and any feedbacks or any functionality here. So basically, yeah, we can see what we can do. So far, no. So just to cut it short, so far the language selector cannot be switched on.
Right. So another one, same author. Can we disable favorite actions or basically control the rights via groups or such? Is there any other option?
Yeah, I've expected this. Kind of question. So far as it is in the beta, no. But we have designed a solution that in the future you would be able to do that. Okay, you would be able to do that by user. But as it is something which is not now like developed or this kind of thing, then it could change, like the design of the switching off could change, but we have it in our mind that there will be probably demand how to switch it off. Yeah, so that's probably it.
Okay, that's another important one.
Mm-hmm.
Again, about the favorite actions, which, like I said, is the highlight of the 10.2. And the question is, are favorite actions registered centrally on the server? So once created, they will be visible on every terminal. It doesn't matter where I log in.
Yeah, honestly, it's registered on the server. So basically, if you are using multiple devices, for example, I created them on Epson, it would be visible on Kyocera. They are on the same print server. So basically, that's how it's working. It's registered under the user, so user can use them within like all over the brands. So that's shared. So it's not tied to one device. No. But one thing worth mentioning: if the device doesn't support the particle action, for example, on Epson we do not have easy copy. Okay, then I will not see the favorite for easy copy because it's not something which is supported. So basically, just to summarize it up, you can see favorite buttons or favorite actions which are allowed for the user and for the device. Okay, good question. Thank you. I forgot to mention that.
One more, and that is it possible to set a default folder for scanning to OneDrive Business? So I believe it's with the browsing. So
yeah, it's within browsing. Honestly, we are using for test OneDrive and OneDrive Business as well. It's all for us. It's all about that the destination has to be set up for the user. So if you can see it during the easy scan, then you can choose it in the action. So basically, if it is available for the easy scan, it's the same logic. Okay.
Right, two more questions, but they are kind of identical, so I will summarize them.
Yeah.
The theme editor and the styles. Are they going to be back? Because that's a question which I would personally ask myself if nobody else would do, because this is an important topic, actually.
I think that you will love my answer, and that's no, the theme editor will not be back, but it will be embedded in print server web UI. Okay, and I would say very soon. I do not know the release date, but I saw it already, so I hope that nobody will be like angry at me with mentioning that. But yes, some kind of styles will be back, and not only you will be able to change the icons from the web UI as well. So it will be nice. It will be very nice, and I think that in the combination with 10.2 terminals, that would be really lovely sight. So yeah.
Okay, one more here.
Okay.
Will Easy Copy and Easy Scan be available on apps and devices with 10.2? Which is kind of a tricky one.
Easy Copy, Easy Scan.
And Easy Scan.
Easy Scan is there. Easy Scan is there. So basically, for that I can answer. For Easy Copy, you would be surprised, but I have answer as well. We are planning to create Easy Copy for Epson, but it will have some limitations due to limitations which we have in the APR or in the SDK. So basically, we are tied with what we have allowed from the brand. But yes, we are planning to have, if it is possible, to have some easy copy. Probably it will have some limitation. I don't want to lie, but we are trying to narrow it so it will be here as well.
All right. I've got here one really interesting one.
Okay,
and it's also a pretty long one, so I'll just read it slowly and then you'll answer, right?
Okay.
So, can the admin see the favorite that the user created and potentially remove it? That's a question number one. And the second one from the same person is, if the admin deletes the main tile from which it was created, would the favorite action be removed as well?
Okay, so for the first part, so far admin cannot see the favorites of the user because they are already set boundaries from the admin. So from my point of view, there is no need to like control the user like in this kind of way because you've already set the boundaries. If you have allowed something which you do not want them to allow, just change it. And if it will be and the second part was if you delete the
original button, if the tile will remain.
Honestly, no, because it's tied to
Sure.
Yes, it should be that way because it's like the change. I don't want to like say how it's developed or something like that. But what we are using are the original type with changed setting. It's like more.
Shall we try?
We can. Okay, we can. Like, I hope that the end of this session would not be me reporting back, right? So please make it work.
I've not tried before, so let's try now.
I probably tried that, but I cannot remember the result because I'm trying a lot of things during the day. So.
Okay, here we are.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Edited. Yes.
Right.
Now you deleted that. Okay.
Now I will log in as an admin. And that was the browsing one, right?
I think so. I didn't like look well. I'm reading the QA.
Right, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Going back.
Okay, now I have a finger crossed. Thank you very much. Getting this session more stressful.
It behaves exactly as it should.
Yeah, thank you.
Because basically the button gets removed because it doesn't make sense to keep it there.
Honestly, how it works is that we are using, the same way with filtering. If the device do not have the access to use the terminal action, it will not be shown in the favorites, even though you've created that on a different machine, and you will not be able to see it. So basically, we are not working with the different set of actions. We are using the original one, but editing the values within the boundaries. Okay, so they are tied together. So yeah, that's it. So they will receive no notification for that. I think that was the third part of the question. Yeah, cool.
As I see it, we're slightly over the time, actually almost 10 minutes over the time, and we still have a few questions in the list.
Up to you. I can answer.
And normally we should end it at a time, so I would suggest we will just now close the session and then proceed the way that we will manage all the questions, prepare the answers, and as we are sharing the recording of the webinar, we'll share all the answers to all questions. Not only those we have answered today, but mostly, actually all of them. So whatever will be in the QA session will be answered in the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone attending this webinar, I really would like to thank you for being here with us today. And I hope that we will see each other at another webinar, which will be in December. And during the December session, there should be a little change as well, because for quite some time we didn't have any update from the MyQ Roger. So in the December, we would like to highlight some new stuff of MyQ Roger. So the Meet the Expert session in December will be about the MyQ Roger. Now, like I said, all the questions that are still remaining in the QA will be answered. Will be answered in a due time and shared over the portal with the recording. And that's pretty much everything for today. So if you will have any technical questions, do not hesitate to contact us on the pre-sales at myqsolution.com, and we will definitely provide an answer.
Okay, just from my part as well, thank you very much for attending. It was a pleasure to speak to you and to see all the questions. I will be happy to answer them. If you will have any feedback, anything related to terminals, I'm here for partners to hear it, and I really appreciate any feedback and any question. And I can see that it was a quite a huge list, so we would not be able to fit it into the session. But I'm happy for the questions. So hopefully you like what we will have or what we have in the store for 10.2 terminals, and I hope I will meet you in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a great day, and see you next time.